It is what it is. Hey, 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 hey. What's up? Try out my new glasses today. Hey, 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 Vincey Lou Who and Oreo. Hey, Pebbles. Hi, sweetie. How are you? Look, y'all, I have new glasses, new reading glasses for when I can't see what you guys are saying, but I can read this. Hey, Miss Arlie. Do you like them? Do they make me look? What's the word I'm looking for? There we go. Oh no! Is he okay, Miss Pebbles? Karen should be here in a minute as soon as she gets quote unquote her demon spawn down. You like that sexy librarian vibe? I just like fun. I just wanted something fun. So these are going to be my reading online, what I'm reading to you guys classes. I couldn't find anything that was even more fun. I was trying to find some stars or some hearts or something. But when you're looking for reading glasses, this is about as good as it gets. So, all right. Okay. Trigger warnings. It talks about, it does not go into detail into any of the stuff, not any deep detail, but it does talk about domestic violence. It does go, there is some domestic violence and there is some rape. It's not too deep, just a surface, just so you know that that it's happening, but it's not real bad. So if anybody's got any triggers, and I don't think any of my gang here has any triggers, but for those that are going to listen to this after I get done, like tomorrow, next week, whenever, there are trigger warnings, so beware. But other than that, I'm getting ready to get started. And I'm going to read count them, 6 chapters tonight, okay? The thing about Miss Lafrance's books is they're usually quick reads, but she gets a lot in there in a little bit of time. So I'm gonna go. It's gonna go fast, and there's quite a few voices in here, so get ready, okay? I think there's only 2 female voices. The rest of them, all guys. Y'all ready? Prologue, Justen. Oh no, there might be. Yeah, there's only 2. Justen. Jasmine, will you just fucking stop? I already told you that I'm on gate duty tonight. I have to stay alert. I can't have you giving me a blowjob while I have to pay attention to who's coming to the gate. I pushed away my girlfriend, who decided tonight was as good a night as any to surprise me. Justen, you spend all your time here in this rundown shack instead of in my upscale apartment. You know I want this to go further, but I won't play second in our relationship. She growls as she aggressively tries to rip open my jeans and uses her taloned hands to reach into my pants and grip my cock like she's trying to strangle it. I would have laughed at her aggression, but she always ends up digging her pointed nails into the base of my shaft.
Prince, what the fuck is going on? You are on duty, and you know women aren't supposed to be here tonight.
Ruff growls at me as he stands at the opening of the little hut at the gate.
Ruff, I told her to go.
I lose my temper with the woman on the floor and push her away. Justen! She spits at me as I hold up my hand.
Jasmine, you were told by Viking the last time you showed up that you were not welcome back unless it was to a family gathering.
Oh, well, that's rough. Sorry.
Jasmine, you were told by Viking the last time you showed up that you were not welcome back unless it was to a family gathering, and Prince here invited you.
Ruff loses his patience and rubs his fingers across his forehead as if trying to rub out a migraine. Whatever, Roy, she spits. Like I told John, I will come here whenever I want because my boyfriend is here. She digs her nails into my thighs. Ruff steps closer.
Let me make myself abundantly clear, bitch. This is Crown's property. Your daddy owns jack shit on it or any of the members that are in it. Just because this fool dips his dick in your overused honeypot does not give you the right to use our government names, nor does it mean that you can be on the property whenever your clit gets a fucking heartbeat. You have 5 seconds to leave. You are no longer welcomed here, no matter who the fuck invites you.
He grips her arm and demands me to open the gate before directing her out and making a gesture to me to close it. Justen, if you don't follow me, don't bother coming over tonight, she screeches as she tries to rattle the iron bars.
Prince, you certainly go for the princess tops. How about you focus on your job and figure out where your loyalties actually lie? We have your back, but do you truly have ours?
Ruff smacks me on the back and heads toward the crowded building. I stare at him, and I know where my loyalty lies, and it lies with my brothers, the members that helped to save me from ending my life.
Hey, Prince, it's time for you to go get your drink on.
Commando growls as he enters the door. I nod at him and grab my bottle of water.
Thanks, man.
I punch him in the shoulder and head towards the loud music and the easy women.
Prince!
Ruff yells as Bambi dances around a pole. His eyes swing from her to the place where all the men in the room are looking. They are all watching the train being pulled by the pool table. I give him a chin lift and head to the bar, asking the prospect for a beer with a rum chaser.
Prince, I heard your girl was back.
Viking sits beside me and signals for another round.
Look, Prez, I'm sorry. I warned her she wasn't to be there. Tomorrow I will dump her. She has gotten me into trouble too many times.
I take a deep breath, ready to explain that my loyalties lie here.
Ruff told me he laid it all on the line for you.
I nod and look at Ruff, who is staring at me.
My loyalty will always lie with my brothers and the members of Crowns of Chaos MC. They always will be. They always will because you guys saved me.
I ignore my drinks and stand up, heading for the door in the open air.
Where are you going?
Ruff and Viking both ask.
I need to ride, to think, to be better, to think, to be free, and then I'll be back.
I push my face to the night sky and take a breath, deeply breathing in the crisp night air. God, that's a wonderful feeling, y'all. You just don't know. I find my gorgeous girl, a beautiful Harley Davidson head with a bright red tank and the Crowns of Chaos decal over the top of the gas tank. On the other side is an opal-colored mermaid tail. I start her up and breathe deep. There is nothing more calming than the smell of exhaust and the sound of the V-twin engine. That sounds like the thunderous roar of the perfect storm. Amen to that. Jackie Lou, who's in the house? Karen needs to get her ass in bed and get on the phone and get in here. Time for me to clear my head and end things with Jasmine. I will not have my brothers doubting me and my loyalty when they have been giving me everything. The day they found me, I was trying to overdose, but I had a conscience and I didn't and couldn't force myself to take the correct number of drugs. As the gates open and I fly past Commando with a two-finger salute, smiling, knowing that this time tomorrow I will be a free man and I can finally feel like I am a part of the club. Flying down the deserted road towards the bridge and the place that I can sit and think. I, I can come up with a plan to remove Jasmine from my life without her calling in the "Do you know who my daddy is" card.
Mom, I know you're listening right now, and I need guidance. I need your help for. I need you to help me for the best possible outcome, one that won't bring chaos to my brothers or the club. I pull up I'll pull up to the highway, waiting for the light to change, heading in the bridge's direction. Chapter 1, Muriel.
Why are you still here, you dumb bitch? Erik screams at me as he throws my belongings out the door, not even giving me the decency to put them in plastic bags. He has thrown them out the door and directly into a mud puddle. I want to get Flounder. He is my cat, and you don't like him anyway, I stammer as I watch his face morph from mildly angry to rage-filled. That fucking piece of shit bit Ursa, so I threw him out of the house. Hopefully the fucker gets caught by the little's dog. He throws his head back and barks out a laugh that sends a chill through my body. Erik, are you almost done? The bitch is ruining my mood, and I have to get back to him before he comes looking for me. She clicks her teeth and picks at her nails. I sit there and truly look at her to see where I failed at keeping any man, let alone one that I am basically dead to. Oh, you like what you see, do you? She saunters over toward me, and I watch as her fake breasts sit firmly on her chest. I look down at mine and see them sway slightly from side to side. Her flat stomach, which has a reminiscence of Erik's cum running down it, causing me to look at my own belly. It hangs over my pelvis and jiggles with movement. I feel Erik step behind me, raising my arm above my head and winding his arms around mine and locking it behind my head. The hold has me in a position that makes it impossible to move. His other hand slithers up my side before he firmly places his hand over my mouth, causing panic to rise in my body. Let's teach this little bitch a lesson, Ursa. He bites into my flesh and pulls back, taking small pieces of my skin with him. Ursa steps closer to me, poking her finger into my chest and running it down the buttons, her nails so sharp that the buttons pop as she cuts through each string. I love when Erik and I play with unsuspecting women. She grips my chin, jerking my face towards hers, dislodging Erik's hand before she bites down on my lip and pulls hard. Please stop, I whimper. What makes you think you have a choice in this? Erik growls as he marches me to a support beam and strings me up. For the next 3 hours, Ursa and Erik abuse my body. They do things that have never interested me, but are now being forced upon me. They mark my body with bruises and cuts on the outside, and there has to be damage to my insides as the liquid running down my leg can't be just cum. Muriel, it's always fun when little bitches squeal. Ursa cackles as she turns and walks out of the house.
I want you gone from this house. You can tell that piece of shit father of yours he needs another way to repay his debt.
He reaches up with a knife and cuts the ropes. My body crumples to the floor. I am so badly beaten that I land on my face and don't move. Maybe if I play dead, he will just leave.
Little bitch, you're supposed to catch yourself.
He laughs before kicking me in the head and knocking me out. Muriel, dear, are you there? Mrs. Little's voice comes through the door. Help me, please. I croak out as the knocking stops, and then the creak of her walking down the steps. I close my eyes and cry myself to sleep, hoping that someone saves me before he comes back. I dream, and when I do, I imagine a man that protects me and loves me for being me.
Oh, baby, I am so sorry.
My dad's voice breaks as he lifts me into his arms, causing me to whimper in pain. Daddy, I'm so sorry. I tried. I sob as pain rips through my body and shatters my heart.
My little fish, you made me realize how big of a fuck up I am.
The cold air hits my broken body as he carries me away from the torture house and places my broken body in his truck.
I'll fix this, my little fish, and that prick will pay with his fucking life.
My dad growls and slams my door. I'm sorry, Daddy. I tried to save you, I whisper as my dad climbs into the driver's seat.
Muriel Annabeth Mack, you have nothing to be sorry for. In this life, it's a parent's job to protect their children. If anything, I've failed you. But we are Macks, and Macks always right their wrongs. He grips my hand and turns to face the front before he says, even if it means eliminating the problem.
Why? Chapter 2, Muriel.
Okay, my little fish, I will be gone for at least a month. I have my neighbors dropping food off for you every week and to check on you. I got a bank card for you, and it's sitting on the counter with the keys to my other car. My dad whispers as he drops his bag at the front and turns to me. My dad has watched over me since that night 2 weeks ago. This trip was something I knew was coming, but as I lay here on the couch, I hurt. Not because my dad has to go, but because I can't get my mind away from thoughts that would make this potentially the last time I see my dad's face. Muriel, promise me that when I come back, we will get help together.
I look at my dad as tears stream down my face. I can't tell my dad that I don't want to be a burden on him, that I can see the worry in his eyes. I know that everything has happened to me is weighing heavily on his soul. Have a safe trip, Daddy. I love you, I whisper.
I love you, my little fish. I promise this too shall pass.
He kisses my forehead and walks out the door. I listen to his car start and then the gravel crunch as he leaves the driveway. Laying on the couch, I decide that it's time. My dad has been over backward for me from the time I was born till now. I can't ever repay him for being there and walking me through life when obviously I have no control over my future. I close my eyes and cry. I don't know how to deal with this hurt, this hate, this utter destruction. My demons have taken over and I can't fight my way out from the deep depression that I'm in. I'm sorry, Daddy, being such a screw up. I do not know how to get back to being me, I whisper as I close my eyes and think about ending my life. They say that killing yourself is the chicken's way out, but they don't know me. They don't know my story. They don't know the pain I feel when I watch people. I lo- why I walk on eggshells when they walk on eggshells around me. A story that starts with my mom walking away from my dad for a chance at a man who didn't want her. He used her and then sold her to the next man, and she dragged me along every single time. It wasn't until the age of 13 when I landed in the hospital and they called Child Protective Services to place a protection order on me. I asked my daddy, okay, so I begged for my dad to come to save me. Still to this day, 18 years later, my dad saves me. He's become my very own Batman, one who fights the world so that I can try and slay demons, demons that always win. It doesn't take me long to fall into a light sleep where I dream of being taken against my will and no one comes to save me. I need to get help, or maybe I need to cut my losses and end things. Who wants to have a woman around that is so skittish she jumps when the wind blows? Chapter 3, Justen. I can't believe that Jasmine had the balls to come to the clubhouse smelling like sex. I warned her that if I caught wind of her screwing another man, that we would be done. I should have ended it there, but instead I told her to go home and I would be by to see her. I saved her the humiliation of getting dumped. Flying down the highway toward her place has my body tight. I need to fight or fuck. This bullshit relationship needs to fucking end. But I don't know if I will be able to keep my composure or if I'll fucking snap when I see her. Jasmine lives in the upscale neighborhood called Sebastian Heights. Her daddy is a CFO at one of the major businesses in town, and he doesn't believe in saying no to his daughter. The bitch is so spoiled that my brothers banned her for demanding attention from everyone. Pulling into her driveway, I notice a beat up Ford Taurus that has wrecking yard written all over it. But I guess one man's junk is another one's gizmo, or however that one goes. Driving past the house, I shut off the engine and coast until I am further up the street before I kick down the stand, getting off my bike and walking up to the house, laughing to myself. Jasmine gave me a key to her place on the second day with the exact words, "This is going to be forever." Reaching the door, I turn the knob and push. The door creaks open and I walk into a complete pigsty. Alcohol bottles were thrown all over the place. Multiple takeout food containers were scattered across every surface, making the house smell like mold and dog shit. Wait, that is dog shit. Ursa, please don't stop. The high pitched moan comes from the back of the house, and I make my way to see what this Ursa is doing to make the person moan so loud. I creep up to the door and push, then stare with my mouth hanging open at the scene in front of me. Jasmine, or Ursa, has the man tied to the bed, and she is riding him. Only she has a dildo strapped to what looks like a jackhammer tilted on its side, and it moves so fast into her asshole that she shakes before she squirts all over the blindfolded man. Crossing my arms over my chest, I lean against the door frame and wait for their breathing to get in check. I smirk when the guy begs for the cock ring to be shut off because it's hurting, and she tells him to stop being a little bitch. Speaking of being a bitch, I state, and watch as both Jasmine and the dude jump. Prince, what are you doing here? Jasmine screeches and detaches herself from the two dicks and stands on shaking legs. Well, you see, Jasmine, or is it Ursa? I state when the punk ass pussy on the bed speaks up. Who the fuck is Jasmine? Ursa, untie me and take this blindfold off, he shouts before struggling with rope. Eric, please hold still, she whispers as she unties him and takes off the blindfold. Hey, dude, check your shit into a pair of her panties and shut the fuck up, yeah? I growl. Prince, I can explain. She sputters and steps towards me. I shake my head, raising my hand as the other reaches into my pocket, grabbing for the key she had given me out of my pocket. Jasmine, or Ursa, whatever your name is, we are through. I will instruct my brothers to remove you from the premises if you dare show up at the gates. You will be told to fuck off. I spin and head to the front door. Prince, please! She squeals just as the dude asked her who I was.
I was the fucking dude she tried to fuck for 3 weeks straight. Thank fuck the only part of her fake fucking body that got near my dick is that foul fucking mouth. She sucks dick like a bitch with no teeth. Chick probably has so many communicable diseases that some aren't even named yet. I shout back as I exit the house. I need to get the fuck out of here. Walking into this dump and then watching the bitch squeal has my gut turning. I need to ride, get my knees in the breeze, and celebrate that I am free. I am no longer a burden to my brothers. Although I am going to have to get checked and scrub my dick raw. Oh, hi, Karen. Nice of you to join us. Chapter 4, Muriel, 3 weeks later. Is anybody catching the theme here? If not, I think the next couple of chapters will open it up for you. 3 weeks later. No, Daddy, I will be here when you get back home, I whisper into the phone. Today is the day I have to leave the house. I have to go to the grocery store and pick up food for the rest of the week. Knowing that the neighbors are feeding me is precious, but I need to start eating healthier. I need to make sure that I get my life back on track before I continue on the journey of becoming a better me. I promise, Daddy, I will be here when you get home tomorrow evening. I smile slightly as my dad tells me we will get through this together, that families always have each other's back. Hanging up the phone, I shake my head. Families are supposed to be there for their members. There is never supposed to be one that forgets that another exists. But yet, my mom did. My mom walked away from me. No, walked away is the wrong word. My mom tried to make me into a prostitute, and she almost succeeded. The store is only a block away, but my dad had told me to drive his other car just in case I needed to have a feel safe type of moment to happen. So I reach for the keys and open the door. I look around the neighborhood before I take the first step to leave the house. The grocery store isn't packed, but my nerves are on high alert, and I know I need to focus on getting the things I need, then getting back home. I made a plan to do the far outside of the store and end up at the front ready to check out. I picked up all the things on my list, and then added a few little snacks that I decided I wanted. Thank goodness Daddy left me his bank card so that I could buy anything that I wanted to. As I'm standing in line waiting to be cashed out, I noticed the door swing open, and in walks Ursa and Eric. Eric looks angry, and Ursa looks like how I felt the day she took the only place on my body that I had left. My body shakes, and I can feel the panic attack settling in. As I put the stuff on the belt, my hands shake and tears well in my eyes. I know that within the next little bit, I'm going to break down and cause a scene. Luckily for me, the cashier was quick and didn't ask me questions as I paid for my food and grabbed the bags, leaving the store quickly and heading towards the bridge. I need to end this now. I pull over at the base of the bridge and walk along the sidewalk until the bridge is clear. Looking from my left to my right, I climb up onto the edge and lean. Why did you have to give me this kind of life? I scream as the tears fall freely from my eyes. Why did you give me all the hardships? I scream again, leaning out farther. I look below at the river flowing, and right below me are the sharp, jagged rocks. At least when I fall, I won't suffer. The river is wild right now.
A deep voice startles me, making me pull back just a little. I look over my shoulder into the deep brown eyes of a tall, gorgeous man.
Is there room for me? Is there room up there for me?
His eyes never leave mine as his hand reaches up under mine and he pulls himself up. Careful, you don't want to fall, I whisper as I reach out my free hand to protect him from falling.
Can I ask why we are up here?
His hands reach out as he wraps his fingers in my bright red hair. I, I don't know. The
This life is too hard. A sob, slip, a sob slips from my mouth as I let my hand holding on go. Hold on, mermaid, he yells and tightens his arm around my middle. I scream as he hugs me tight to his body and somehow climbs both of us off the railing. Whatever is going on in your life, beautiful, this is not the way out. I promise you, you have so much more to see and do in the future. His hands rub my cheeks before he asks which way to my car. Pointing to the left, he wraps his arms around me and takes me to my car. I'm going to follow you home, baby. I promise. I just want to make you sure you're safe. I nod and stop my car, watching him walk to a beautiful red motorcycle that is parked just behind me. We both take off, him following me, and me heading home with a man I don't know, but a man that makes me feel so safe that my head starts to spin and my heart beats quicker. My demons are silenced. Hey, Michael. Chapter 5, Justen. The woman is absolutely stunning. Her red hair is like the cartoon mermaid character, and her crystal blue eyes make me gasp like a girl. I wanted to lean in and taste her lips, but I saw the depth of just how scared she was. She truly didn't want to be on that bridge, but it was like a driving need to end the demons in her head, the ones that tell her to take her own life, ones that I desperately want to find out and heal. I follow along behind her, watching as she wipes at her eyes so many times. Something about this woman is calling to me. I don't know if I want to get too close. Jasmine or Ursa, whoever she is, has ruined my outlook of women. But there is just something about this one that makes me feel the need to protect her. Pulling in behind her and shutting off my bike should have made me nervous. But there's something about her that makes me want to do everything in my power to protect her. I tap on the window and watch her jump and scream, shaking my head and yelling, "No, please stop," before her eyes focus on the windshield and she turns her head. I'm going to open your door. I promise I will not hurt you, okay? Reaching for the handle, noticing that the locks are engaged. I need you to open the door so that I can carry in your groceries. I show her my hands and point to her locks, waiting for her to nod her head. She takes a few minutes before her head bobs up and down, and then the locks pop open. I lower my hand, grabbing for the handle and pulling it open as slowly as I can, crouching down and waiting for her to focus on me. Before I smile at her and whisper, "Hi, sweetheart. My name is Justen, and I'm part of the Crowns of Chaos MC, and my brothers call me Prince because they say I look like some cartoon character that Disney portrayed. I want to help you, but I also want you to know that if you don't want me to, I will walk away. I just need to make sure that you are okay." I'm so sorry. It's been a hard last few weeks. It's been hard the last few weeks, and this was the first day I could work up the nerve to leave the house. Her eyes full of tears, and she takes a deep breath and stutters and mutters, "Mermaid, I'm going to carry all your groceries into the house. If you don't want me to go past the front door, I won't. But let's make sure none of your food spoils." She slowly unclenches her hand from the steering wheel and swings her legs out of the seat with a nod. I watch her walk with a slight limp. Her legs are a little shaky, and if I wasn't mistaken, there were ligature burns on her wrist. I wonder what this woman has been through and think that whatever it was, it's so much deeper than I ever could imagine. Me being on the bridge tonight was fate, and one I am not willing to test. Grabbing all of her bags in one go, I walk up to her door and stop at the bottom of the steps as I look in and into her smiling face. Her smile is breathtaking and lights up her entire face. You know I could have helped you, right? I stare at her and watch. Oh, you know I could have helped you, right? I stare at her and watch her begin to fidget. I am a man. I carry the things. You open the door. Why I spoke like a caveman is beyond me, but her giggle makes it worth it. I
had 7 bags and 2 really heavy ones. She throws her hands on her hips and cocks her head to the side.
Babes, I'm a dude. We dudes never make multiple trips. We carry it all in or die trying. Where would you like for me to put the bags?
I smirk as she giggles again and whispers, "Follow me." Watching her hips sway from side to side is making my dick perk up and my heart pound. I need to focus on walking or else I'll be drooling and dragging my tongue along the floor. Follow me and you can sit for some coffee while I put away the groceries. She seems hesitant, like I'm going to tell her no.
Are you sure you're okay with me being in your space?
I question her and she just nods her head and walks into the house. You don't have to ask me twice. I walk behind her thinking about motorcycle statistics and brands, anything to deflate the rising erection going on in my pants. Chapter 6, Muriel. This is the last chapter, you guys. I don't know why being around Justen is so easy. These last few weeks have been terrifying for me. Every time I order food, I would request that the delivery person leave the food on the step and walk away. I always made sure to tip them big. Watching Justen drop my groceries onto the counters has me smiling, and before I know what I'm saying, I open my mouth. You are the only man, other than my daddy, whom I feel safe around. There is something about you that makes me want to open up and tell you everything. Then my brain tells my heart to shut up. You're just like the rest of the people in my life. I slap my hand over my mouth and close my eyes, tears threatening to spill.
Mermaid, I promise you I won't hurt you.
His voice sounds really close to me. Opening my eyes, I stare into Justin's brown ones. Him being this close should frighten me, but all I want to do is reach out and feel him, touch his cheek, and feel how soft his hair is. You make me feel safe, Justen, I whisper, running my hand down his cheek.
I will always protect you, mermaid.
His scent surrounds me and calms the nerves that were knotting in my stomach. My name is Muriel. He smiles before stepping back.
Would you like me to stay with you for a bit?
He asks as he looks around the kitchen. Please, I whisper as I walk towards the coffee maker and prepare it for a pot of coffee.
Muriel, why are you afraid of your shadow?
He asks and puts up his hands in a move to show submission.
Sorry, I should not have asked that.
Let's just say that when I was born, karma graced me with a life meant to test even the strongest of men. Only it's me. I mumble as I pull down 2 mugs. I see him reaching inside his jacket, and I brace myself for the blow that he is sure to come. My breathing picks up as my body shakes.
Hey, mermaid, I was pulling out my stuff for coffee. I always carry it with me because it's something few people have. Look, see.
He holds out a small bottle of coffee whitener and smiles. What kind do you have? Closing my eyes, I take a deep breath and open them. Reaching into the cupboard, I grab my bottle of mocha mint just as he states.
No laughing. I love mocha mint in my coffee.
I smile as my heart slows from a heavy pounding to a steady thump. Me too. Showing him the bottle in my hand.
I knew you would be perfect.
His eyes watch mine, and I want to melt into a puddle of goo right now. I don't know about perfect, but I have good tasting coffee whitener. I giggle as he nods his head.
Mermaid, do you think we can become friends? I have this need to protect you, and it is only getting stronger the more time I spend with you.
His question makes my stomach tumble and my heart flutters. I'd really like that, Justen. I smile as he throws his arms in the air and pumps his fist. Bada boom, bada bang. That's it. See, short night for you ladies. All right, let me catch up on some of these comments here because you guys crack me up when I don't know know why you guys get nervous when I'm reading. Every author gets nervous. Just sit back and enjoy it. Besides, you're here amongst friends. Everybody say hi to Karen. Oh, or Kate, whatever you want to call her. I can stop showing you TikToks, Nina. No big deal. And Karen, I don't have to pull your TikTok. I just got you hooked. There ain't no feeling it. You just got your own. Hey, Michael. Carrying it. I thought you said crying in her groceries. Oh my goodness. That's it. Hey, I had to ask permission to get you 6 chapters. Normally my limit's about 3 or 4, depending on where the cutoff's at. I had to get permission to do 6. So imagine if I'd have stopped at 3. They'd have never met. Thank you, Pebbles. Lord, woman. That's 2 books in 1 month. You dealing out TikTok now. I just signed you up to help work under me. What, Pebbles? Miss Pebbles? You're so funny. All right, ladies. So tomorrow night, tomorrow night is, okay, I was thinking of the next one. Tomorrow night is Transition by Summer Rose. It's the dark high school bully romance, The Brotherhood. Redwood High, Book 1. So, seems to be a popular theme right now is high school bully romance. And I don't know. I've read some really good ones, and I've read some that's like, So, we'll see if this one's going to be good. So, come back tomorrow night for it. And then next week, I've got a really good one. Pebbles, my southern drawl. All right, ladies, I'm going to go in here and watch some baseball and hope my Braves beat the Dodgers' ass because I'm really sick of the Dodgers winning all the time. Damn it. So, you ladies have a wonderful evening. Know that I love you. Oh, and gentlemen, did I see a Michael in here? He's a gentleman, unless it's a Michael female. I've met them too. So, my apologies if it's the other way. But you all have a wonderful evening. Be back here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. And I will see you later. Good night, Mistress Pebbles.